No computer. I don't want to record to the cloud. Okay. So hopefully you guys saw, I'm sorry that I look like a rainbow. Welcome to your May new coach training call. Hey, Christina. Welcome. We are going to get rolling tonight. I always like to try and keep these calls to 30 minutes or less because I know when I hop onto a call as to learn, my brain stops working at 30 minutes, and also nobody wants to come onto a call when they think it's going to be lasting forever. So I try to keep these short and sweet. But tonight, what we're going to do in our new coach training is introduce, and actually I know that my three here are newer coaches. Anne, are you new or not so new?
I am really new.
Okay, great. That's perfect.
Last month was my first month of doing anything.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. So I'm going to have you guys actually do this, okay? I invited some veteran coaches to be on as well because I think this will be a great way for them to learn to work with you guys as well. And I would suggest that what we do tonight, you share with, it'll make sense when we're done, but I suggest you share it with Ellen. I think she'll really appreciate the information that we're going to work through tonight. So I asked you to bring a piece of paper, and I want you to turn it on its side, so that it's not up and down, but so that it's sideways. And in the bottom left corner of the paper, I just want you to write your name. Okay? And you can put a little circle around yourself if you like, or if you're one of those visual learners, maybe you draw a picture of yourself. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. I'm like, write my name. I don't even have the patience to draw a circle. That's how not visual I am. And then up in the upper right-hand corner, I want you to just take a deep breath for a second. Let it out. And think about your ultimate, end of the day, ultimate goal with this business, where you would love to be. And it doesn't mean you are not marrying this goal. You are not going on a honeymoon. You're not even getting engaged. I just want you to write it down, okay, in the upper right-hand corner, your ultimate goal. Maybe you're so new, you're like, I don't even know. Maybe you think, you know what, I just want to make, 6 figures a year. Maybe you're like, I just want to become a diamond coach and have a great, supplemental income to go shopping. I don't know what your ultimate goal is. Whatever it is, don't lie to yourself. Let yourself, dream big, whatever. Doesn't matter what it is. Just write that in the upper right-hand corner. Again, if you're visual, perhaps you draw it, whatever. You can come back to this too and make it pretty later if you like. Now, from your name to your goal, I want you to draw a nice line. Okay? And above that line, on the line, right like there, I want you to write expected growth. Because if there's one thing you came into this business knowing, it's that you knew you weren't exactly who or where you wanted to be, and that you have goals, right? You would not have joined as a coach if you didn't have some sort of goal, physical, financial, mental, emotional, whatever it is. So you saw yourself in a better place at some point, right? So you want to know what it looks like. So I encourage you, before you give this, Suzette, Christina, and Christina, I have 2 Christinas on. I need to focus on my Christinas. I wonder if I can do targeted ads for Christinas. Before you guys send it to me and before you send it to Ellen, really emotionalize what that looks and feels like, that goal, right? The good part is where you are now, you're never going to be again, right? This is the last time you'll ever be in this spot. This is the last time you'll ever be this person, because if you continue to exercise, if you continue to eat right, if you continue to do even just a tad bit of personal development every day, you're already going to be a better person, right? A better version of yourself. So now what I want us to do is in the upper left-hand corner, write the words above the line. And here's where I'm going to encourage you to think about, what do you need to do? What do you think you need to do? And there's no right or wrong answers here, guys. This is really, I want you to know, this is really just to give your sponsor insight as to what you think you need to do, where you think your focus needs to be, where you're at with your own personal growth, right? So what do you need to do? And I would put like 4 bullet points for you to stay above the line on your expected growth. Meaning that, what are the 3, 4, maybe 5 things that you think you need to be doing in order to continue to grow? So just take some time and write that down. I should play like Jeopardy music. Can't play, good music because it won't let me. Just keep writing, just keep writing, just keep writing, writing. What do we write? Write. Trying to help a new coach as you guys think and write about what you need to do to stay above the line. Water first. Who's with me? Anybody? Anybody to be mind setting? Okay. So those are going to be really important, like really and truly. I want you to reach out to your sponsor. So for 3 of you, that's me. For Anne, that's Ellen. For those of you watching, it's just whoever you joined in this business. So I see Janet just got on. But you're going to share this whole thing with them, okay? And that's, again, it's really going to give them insight as to where you're at, what you need, where you're going. Now, on the bottom right-hand side, I want you guys to jot down 3 or 4 things that your sponsor needs to watch out for that will tell them that you are slipping below the line, okay? You're slipping below the line. What's that look like? Are you someone who ghosts and goes really quiet? Or are you someone who gets too eager and joins too many things? Or what does that below the line look like for you? And I'm sorry, Jana, this is not going to make sense since you missed the first few minutes. So don't worry if you're confused. Just go back and watch the beginning a little later. I'm going to let you guys. Also, another way I want to ask this question for going below the line, what are things that will take you away from your expected growth? I think I should have worded it like that from the beginning. What are things that will take you away from your expected growth? Do you have a circle of friends that's maybe not so positive? Maybe you have some family members that are going to hold you back. Maybe your job. Maybe you have any number of things. And I just want you to know, don't feel bad about below the line. We drew that line straight, didn't we? But we all know that success to our goals looks a little bit more like that, right? So don't stress. Don't feel bad that these things are going to happen. It's just life. It just happens. And you just want to be able to have an open line of communication with your coach as to what that's going to look like and what some of those signs and signals are going to be. So the next thing that we're going to address, and you're just going to have to write it on a separate sheet of paper this time. Your coach can only coach you if they hold you accountable and they help you if you guys have a consistent relationship, right? So you're going to answer the following question. This is how I would like to be recognized when I am above the line. So some people, I always put it in terms of the 5 love languages because I think that that's easiest, but there's words of affirmation. Maybe you just love those team shout outs on the team page, or maybe you like a handwritten card, or maybe, if words is your thing. Maybe it's a gift. One of mine is gifts. So I am a big gift giver. I tend to probably go overboard with gifts, and not everybody is gifts, but gifts is a great recognition tool. You've got quality time. So maybe it's just a phone call where you guys just connect, because, a lot of us aren't local. If you're local, maybe it's lunch, maybe it's mani-pedis, maybe it's coffee, maybe it's a glass of wine. Hi, Melissa. So we've got gifts, words of affirmation. What else did I say? Quality time, acts of service. So maybe I just help you out with something. Maybe I offer to give you a week off and take over your posts in a certain group for a week, right? That would be an act of service. And then your other love language, of course, would be physical touch. That's another one that can be tough. But I will tell you, as someone whose love languages are physical touch and gifts, you can give me physical touch from someone else, like buy me a massage, and you're still speaking my love language, right? So think about how you would like to be recognized. So the next thing you're going to jot down on that piece of paper is, this is how I would like to be coached when I fall below the line. Okay, so some of my, I know this, I've coached a lot of people over the years, and some people just need tough love. Some people shut down with tough love, and so that approach does not work with everybody. So some people just need encouragement. Some people need a little one-on-one check-in. Some people need a reminder of why they started this to begin with. What does that look like for you? How do you need to be coached when you're falling below the line? And then the next thing you're going to write is follow up. And I want you to write down when you want your coach to follow up with you. And by that, I just mean, like, how often really is what I mean. Like, does your coach just need to check in with you once a week, once a month? Please God, don't tell your coach every day, they might have a heart attack, but you know what I'm saying? Like, how often do you need your coach to follow up with you as far as the business is concerned? And then also tell your coach how you want to be followed up with. Do you want to be followed up with, oh, please God, don't tell her email, but email? Is it a text? Is it a voice message? Do you want to get on the phone? Do you want to get on a Zoom? Does it want to be on Facebook? Like, what's easiest for you? Because there's a million modes of communication anymore. So tell your coach when you want to be held accountable, and how often, and what mode of communication. So do you see, guys, how helpful this is going to be for your coach? How helpful it's going to be for you? I see heads nodding. Yes. And how easy and duplicatable this would be to do with your new coaches, right? Because a lot of times newer coaches stress about bringing on newer coaches because they're like, I don't even know what to do. You just do what I just did with you. You guys just told me or your coach everything your coach needs to know about where you are with the business and where you want to be and how you want to be there and when you're going to be there and the struggles you're going to have. We just accomplished that in less than 20 minutes, probably closer to 15 minutes, right? So what you're going to do is, if you're mine, take a picture of it, send it in Facebook message or text so that I can see it and we can set up a time to talk about it. If you're not mine, send it to your coach so that they can see it, and hopefully they watch the recording so they know what the heck they're looking at, right? So that's all I wanted to cover on my end. I also just wanted to say, I know information probably feels like it's coming pretty fast, at you, especially for you newer coaches. You probably signed, and then like we launched beach bars, and then we launched To Be Mindset. So it's a very exciting time to become a new coach, but it also could be a little bit overwhelming. I want you to just take a deep breath and know that everything in the team page is there for you. I am here for you. I will do it for you until you are ready to do it on your own. So don't be overwhelmed. But what I want to do with these last 10 minutes is let you guys ask questions. I lost my pen. I feel like the nutty professor. But feel free. I muted you guys just while I was talking, but feel free to unmute yourselves and let's chat. Could be questions about anything. It could be about TMU. It could be with all the stuff that's going on with the team-made bombshell dynasty stuff. It could be questions about 2B. It could be anything. Anything at all. Ask questions or I'll cry.
I have a question, Amanda.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't have actual coaches
Mm-hmm.
behind me. I have some on-demand customers that
Uh-huh.
So do I need to be treating them like they're a coach or a little less?
That's a great question. I think that that's a great question for them. I think that you could honestly, what we just did would be a great thing. Like, I'm just to be honest, I don't do this with my customers, but I think you certainly could.
Yeah.
I think you absolutely could do this with your customers. You can come in, you're fine. And it would be equally as effective. You could do it in a group setting like this. You could go live in, if you have a page, for them or something. If you have a group, you could go live in the group. And those who want your help in that method, they'll take you up on it. And then some people will be just like, that's just doesn't resonate with them and they won't. But there's absolutely no harm in offering it.
Okay.
And I think also what that does is when you treat your challengers a little bit like coaches, then you're grooming them to become coaches, and you'll see, like, because those who are really responsive to that kind of stuff be like, gosh, we work so well together as coach and customer, have you thought about just kind of duplicating what I'm doing? And, it just becomes an easier conversation, and it's okay. You want customers, you want coaches, you need both. So good question.
I have a question. I feel like, so at the beginning, like you said, there's all this new stuff coming out. And when you or whoever the veterans were starting, do you feel like it was better to just kind of focus on one thing, like kind of stay in your lane? Like my first real posts and stuff were after I did 80 day.
Yeah.
Because that program worked well for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if 2B is necessarily works well with my brain, not to say it would. So I'm kind of struggling, like, should I just focus on like a couple things, or do I just keep throwing all the new stuff out there?
Yeah, I think that that's a really personal question. I think that just depends on, it kind of depends on your goals. Like, are you doing this as a side thing? Are you doing it because you want to grow a huge business? Like, how much time do you have to spend? Like, those are all questions I think I would want to know the answers to before I made a recommendation. I think the more new stuff you throw out there, inevitably is going to cause you to have to work more, which you may be fine with, or you may be like, oh shit, this isn't what I signed up for, So I think that just kind of really depends on your goals, your level of commitment. I think if you stay in your wheelhouse for a while, you kind of probably will gain some confidence and you'll get the groove, perhaps a little bit more quickly. And you may be really comfortable with that. However, like me personally, I've always been like, balls to the wall, got to go hard all the time. And so I will always, and part of you probably have picked up on that in the Rockstar group. Like, I'm throwing shit at you all the time because that's just how I operate. Like, I'll throw something out there and then you guys will message me like, wait, what are we doing? I'm like, I don't know. Just like, don't let like when we get there, like, I'm just going to do this and figure it out as I go. But I realize that doesn't work for everybody. This is my, full-time gig, and obviously I have help, I have Maddie and and stuff like that. So I think that just is a really, maybe something that you need to chat with Ellen about, as far as just personally how much time you want to put in and what your goals are. I think it's great to always be learning. So even if you're not putting out about 2B mindset yet, perhaps you keep talking about 80-day and keep leading those groups while simultaneously maybe joining the 2B group and learning it, so that you can start to talk about it and feel a little bit more comfortable talking about it. I guess, it's hard for me. I've been a coach for 9 years, so it's hard for me to be like, remember a time when I wasn't confident in my ability to figure out a new program. But definitely as a new coach, I could see how that would be really hard to talk with confidence about a new program that you just don't have your hands on yet. Great question. Who else? I like questions. Makes me feel important. At least it makes me feel valuable. I'm here. What do you need? Guys just know it all. Ready to rock and roll. Christina's trying to unmute, maybe. I unmuted you, Christina, if you want to speak.
Oh, I can't. I'm trying to listen and I couldn't hear.
Oh, no.
It's kind of quiet.
Sorry.
Scott's phone.
Aw. Love it. Okay, let's see. The other Christina, you good? Okay, Melissa, ask away. She's like, I'm good. Okay, well, good. Then we only need 25 minutes. Unless, Anne, do you have any other questions? Okay, Suzette, you good? Awesome. I love fast trainings. I'm all about it. I don't want to waste anybody's time. I think we have plenty to do, plenty to talk about. I'm putting the information out there as fast as I can with 2B Mindset. There's so many different ways to do it. Obviously, you don't want to cluster up your feed with too much stuff, but hold on to those posts or save them, or like I will copy and paste stuff like into, well, usually to my husband or to Maddie. I'll be like, just ignore, and then I copy and paste it in there so that I have it when I am ready to post about it, because I have probably 3 or 4 more really awesome posts from other people about 2B Mindset that I'm going to use this week they're already done. I just obviously would never post like 3 in a day. That would be crazy, right? So I have them saved like in Messenger so that when I am ready, I can just copy and paste and post, which is what I'm about to actually go do. So you guys can steal that one should you like. All right. Thanks for being on live, guys. Jana, I know that was probably confusing. Go back to the beginning. I'll get the recording uploaded ASAP. All right. Bye, guys.
Thank you.